I feel you.
I think we have all 6. Yes, in theory.
Alright, I'm going to mute.
Have fun. Okay. Yuki, tell me when
Alright,
we
I'll
have
be
the thick
right back.
audio.
Food just got called.
No problem. Alright.
Let's recap and stuff.
Yep. Alright, YouTube looks to be up. No, and our Twitch is up. Ooh. Oh, alright. Twitch should be online now, I think. Are we up?
Audio's good.
Alright, cool. Hello and welcome everybody to our wonderful Jumpchain Heroes. Hopefully you guys can all hear us properly. Hey, Chuck's in the chat. Hello. At Patreon, at Twitter, at YouTube. That's not how you spell YouTube. And at Discord. That's not at, that's a exclamation mark. Well. Alright, hello and welcome everybody. If you're new to our channel, go and check out the description for our YouTube if you guys want to see everything that we do. And go check out the stream chat for our Twitch if you guys want to see all of our links over there as well. Alright. But welcome back to My Hero Academia Jumpchain, episode 15. God, we're going very far on this one. So today, last week we did a lot, and I don't quite remember all of it. So, Yuki, recap.
Why me?
I don't know, you first one I thought of.
Yeah, okay. Last time, I know what my character did. We left off with her working in the hospital with Tanya and meeting Johan, and basically him trying to get her to work in the idol industry because of her foxtails and ears and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was warned to not take any deals with him unless she wanted to have to owe him across multiple.
It's more that the only time that you make a deal with him is when he has something that you need and that no one else can get you.
All right.
There's that. Sophia was going to train with Dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Torque was doing his own thing.
I actually don't remember what happened at the very beginning of last episode, I'll be honest.
The beginning of last episode, we finished off fighting.
Right, that's why I don't remember. Yeah. So you guys also met Rogue for the first time last episode as well. At least you met kind of his side character named Jack, I think. No, he probably had a different name. Jack's is one for Fallout. I don't remember what his name was for here. But it was probably something interesting. I'm sorry, Rogue. I forgot. I'm so sorry, Rogue. Anyways, but yeah, so you guys met him for the first time. You guys saw a little bit more of Torque's personality as well, because he was talking with Rogue about him being kind of crazy, but also like a hero. And they also compared Roasted's character to a hero and Dollhouse's character to a villain as well, which was kind of weird, but kind of interesting at the same time. But anyways, so it is indeed nighttime, I believe. Wally, you back?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It is about midnight, I would say, most likely around that point in time. And that is roughly the... Is this... Oh, hold on. I need to rejoin as GM so I can actually move you guys on my other screen here. I apologize. It is roughly midnight or whatnot. You guys moved around to Mugen Academy. So we're actually going to pull you guys into... I don't have this one on this screen. God damn it. Hold on. I have so many different friggin' things on. I'll find it. Don't worry, guys. Anyways, so you guys are kind of in the training area for Mugen, basically. Not inside, of course, but around there. Why don't I have all of the maps in one freaking place? Jesus Christ. Guys, somebody punch me.
Because you're disorganized?
I'm usually more organized than this, but apparently I have like 6 different areas I put everything into. It makes me annoyed. Thankfully, I have my other backup on here as well. Jumpchain, Roll20. My Hero Academia. That's an arena. Sure, we'll go with this one. Anyways, so yeah, she comes by to around the fighting arena of sorts next to Mugen, kind of the primary training ground that's outside rather than inside, which I will move you guys over to in just a second. So don't worry about the fact that it looks like a medieval fighting arena. That's stylish choices, you know. There you go. Yeah, it looks fancy. It looks fancy, guys. I'm fancy. Where's my map? There you are. Okay. So you guys are in this area. Pretty much the assumed meeting time, which was about midnight or so, maybe 11 p.m. You're going here to train kind of her quirk. Where's Dollhouse? There's Dollhouse. Boop. There you go. Just have it be there. Alright. So you eventually get there. You see this really nice arena. You don't go here very often. Mainly because there's not a whole lot that actually goes on in here aside from big events, which you guys actually haven't been here long enough to have most of your big events for Mugen, which is sad considering how much horrifying suffering y'all have been through so far. It sustains me. And Megan, you see Dollhouse just kind of standing there as you walk up.
Okay.
Wait, will you be standing there or in your wheelchair?
No, he's standing.
Okay, cool.
Is Megan even there?
Yeah.
She talks through my mic.
Ohio!
Well, I guess it's morning.
Morning or night, depending on your perspective of life.
It's midnight somewhere.
And
Yes,
it's,
yes,
and
it's
it's 7 a.m. somewhere. It's always high noon somewhere in the world.
I knew.
Well, Ohio. Let's see.
So you wanted to train your quirk, correct?
そうですね. Yes.
Well, then let's begin.
Uh.
He like collapses and like spins into a sit. Sit down.
She sits.
So question. Why do you think of your quirk like a quirk instead of just another person?
I mean, I've never really thought of it like a quirk. It's mostly been. It's like this other thing inside of me. I know it has its own feelings and thoughts, and it overrides what I want to do a lot of the time. And I just don't know how to deal with it.
Well, first off, you probably want to stop thinking of it as something else.
But it's not me, is it?
To a degree. The one that was called the Madame Tanya, or whatever her name is, made very specific quotations during her time teaching you that made me understand something. You see Dollhouse point to the middle of his chest. Think of the middle of my chest as a heart. It's different from your average heart. Now, the normal placement of a heart is also there. Technically, you could say you have two.
Two?
The middle heart is bigger and has more energy to it, but it stays dormant due to the excess of energy needing to activate it. Next to it is your normal heart, a part of the parts of you that can be hidden behind the energy of the demonic heart, or at least that's how some would see it.
Okay, I can see that.
In reality, there is no second heart. It's just your heart beating faster and harder. pumping that energy from your core throughout the rest of your body, letting bits of you, per se, a defense mechanism, overtake. Regardless, this thing, or your monster, depending on what you want to name it, is a part of you. And needs to be treated with respect, which I don't think has been properly done yet. We've trained you how to control it, but we haven't trained you how to talk with it. And to understand it properly.
You want me to talk with it? But it's an animal.
Do people not talk with their pets?
I mean, well, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Not particularly. If you want to think of it like a pet. You see Dollhouse kind of like put his hands on his knees as his head goes down first, and he looks back up to you with a big smile. Because it's not an animal. You can think of it like that, but you won't get very far.
What do you mean?
It's not an animal, it's you. It's a part of you that you don't want to acknowledge.
Oh. Her hands tighten on her lap.
Dollhouse kind of spins into a stand. The first 3 lessons that I taught you were perception. Sadly, the second one got overshadowed by Washi's death. But it was persistence. And the thing that Tanya was endurance. In managing your own weakness. I can't teach every single student privately, or else I would if I could. You're someone who needs that extra attention due to your quirk being extremely dangerous like mine. But dissociating yourself from the parts of you that you rather not remember as Dollhouse's arm transforms into a doll, that won't get you very far. As it goes back to being normal. It's a part of you and is a part of your body. You need to talk with it. You need to understand it, and you need to be able to put limits with it. Your quirk is very powerful and extremely dangerous, not just to your enemies, but to your mental well-being.
Is it... I'm scared that it'll hurt me, though. If I try.
It's trying to protect you, as far as I can tell. It moves away from anything too dangerous. It constantly puts itself above its life, above most. It has very certain protective qualities. If anything, it's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you.
She's looking at you with wide eyes, as if she hadn't ever conceived that idea before.
Your quirk is not a monster. Or rather, you are not a monster. Our abilities don't make us into creatures of unfathomable destruction. We do. We hide behind certain aspects of our quirks to some degree in this world, and I can't say I really blame some people. However, your quirk itself shouldn't be considered a monster. Not by you, at least. No one should ever feel dissociated to their quirk. Because in the end, it's just an expression of that person. It's a part of that person's body, mind, and soul to some degree, depending on your perspective of it. The only lesson I can properly give you over this quirk is this. Talk with it, understand it, and beat the demon that is in it. Not physically try to overpower it or mentally overpower it.
Bless you.
But confront the thing it's trying to protect you from.
Her eyes dip down towards her lap, like intense, thoughtful gaze of what that could bless you, of what that could
I'm a teacher, not a psychiatrist. I don't know what you kids have been through before entering this school, and frankly, I don't have the answers to any of your problems. The only thing I can tell you, whether from experience or not, is that regardless of how you feel, it's still something that became a part of you. Hating it or being afraid of it really won't get you very far if you're trying to use it to protect people or yourself. Because in the end, if you and the creature, it seems to run off instinct. You and the creature are one and the same. It runs off the instincts part of your brain, while you run off the logical side. Frankly, this lesson isn't going to be any combat. It isn't going to be even you transforming. Sit down. I guess you already are sitting. Sorry. But breathe slowly. Try to talk to it and tune out the world around you. If anything happens and I'm unable to do something, it will let it take over and let it protect you. That thing ain't there to hurt you, but you've treated it like so. It seems to only attack those who attack it, so you'll be fine.
I'll try.
Don't try to
I'll do it.
go into your mind.
Yeah.
Alright.
She breathes deeply, and she tenses her hands in her lap as her nerves and her mind rolling over.
So as you
What
start
could possibly
to
happen.
kind of relax yourself, try to listen to his words and try to go like deeper into your mind, which I assume you've done a couple times in your life, just trying to make yourself relax so the beast doesn't appear. It's a very similar concept to what you've done previously. You start to kind of go into your head, basically. And inside of your head is usually a place I assume you try to avoid, simply because it's not the best place, for example, just because of the things you've dealt with and the monster being there. And so as you kind of start to more or less go in and out, you start to go deeper into your mind, you do hear it kind of growling in the distance as you go into here. An aspect of your mind, more like a mind palace, for example. An in-depth area, kind of similar to the QB from Naruto, or it's not called the QB. What is it called? Kurama?
Kurama?
Yeah,
Kurama the Kyuubi.
Yeah. So you're inside this, you wouldn't call it dungeon per se. You'd probably say this is more of a large area. Just a kind of terrifying aspect to it. Make you a bit bigger here.
A nothingness.
Yeah.
Of an area.
It's an area you don't like being in because it is, for all intents and purposes, a spoopy place. But you do see it. Kind of sitting there. Imagine there's like a small alcove right in the back, as you can kind of see here. Oh, alcove. And it seems to be sitting there, mostly embedded in the shadows, watching you. It's, the areas where its eyes are supposed to be, which you can kind of see in this picture here, seems to almost be following you, even though it has a cloth over them.
Her hands twist and knot the dress. As she's staring down this monster, feeling like the distance between them isn't enough. And she looks at it and I don't know. She doesn't recognize anything similar about the monster and herself.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't catch anything that
It's
reminds her
everything
of
that you aren't to. Oh, let me get some more. My throat is going insane. Oh, we talked a lot last night. Oh, we're dying inside. We had a 6-hour campaign yesterday, and Corin's probably more dead than I am, but you know.
Oh, don't worry, I'm always dead inside.
That's fair.
Hey,
But anyways, so it's pretty much like everything that you aren't in your mind. You're kind of small and more or less frail. It's large and clunky and powerful. It looks to be blind while you are fully capable of seeing. It seems to rely on instinct. You focus on logic and knowledge more than anything else. It's in your mind, it looks to be everything that you just aren't, that you don't want to be, basically. And it seems to just be following you. Its eyes, well, what would be its eyes, are just staring at you. Its mouth slightly agape as it stares.
as she's looking at the beast,
Mhm.
she's seeing her past of the children that she could never stick around with because they were afraid of the outbursts that would happen, because just things go wrong sometimes in children's life, and you can't account for something like a demon understanding what is and isn't playful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Especially when it's a child.
especially when you're a child, yes.
Mhm.
And all the things that have led up to trying to rectify this problem of keeping her malnourished so people aren't scared of her,
Mm-hmm.
and staying away or in the shadows so people don't recognize her, so she can be happy.
Mm-hmm.
She speaks out to the beast. Not in anger, but like a soft confidence
Mm-hmm.
in her. Because of you, I didn't have anybody. I was alone, and I wasn't ever happy, she says to it.
You see its mouth kind of opens slightly wider as it starts to breathe outwards. Oddly enough, while there's no air pushing over you, it looks almost like it's a visible breath, like its breath is cold, almost. You can't feel anything from its breath, but its breath is very visible, as it simply utters, "You were afraid." In a voice that is unpleasant to hear. It's like gravelly and also like twisted almost. It's a very disconcerting sound, although you can hear it perfectly.
She startles back with a shudder rolling down her spine, as her eyes slightly widen. She hadn't ever thought that it could speak on its own, and but she stands her ground. Maybe from confidence, or maybe the fact that she's stuck still.
Deer in the headlights.
She continues saying, I have these memories in my head of a woman that I've never been, and all these things that I've done, and the abilities that I have that I didn't choose. I didn't pick them. And you, I didn't pick you either. I feel it's unfair. That I was stuck with you when I could have been something else.
You see its head, kind of like it previously was lifting its head up, looking at you, but now it moves its head down, almost like an animal that's, resting its head on its paws. Although, oddly enough, you don't see any hands under it, you just see the head and then shadows behind it. As you would imagine at this point, it would close its eyes as it says, "We were born together. We lived together. You say you were alone. I have always been."
She breathes in and out deeply, trying to wrestle herself to to stay here.
At this point, from what you're seeing, previously it was looking directly at you and focusing purely on you. Now it looks like its head is tilted to the side slightly, almost like a cat that's kind of ignoring your presence, more or less. It's still very clearly focused on you, but it's no longer looking at you, per se. Again, it's blind. Well, at least it looks to be blind. But previously it felt like its eyes were on you. Now it does not.
She breathes in and holds that confidence in the top of her chest as she continues on. I am scared of you. I won't dissuade you in that. But you haven't ever hurt me or the ones that I really cared about. And I did notice that, but I didn't like paying attention to it because I didn't want to be you.
It growls slightly as you say that, its head slowly moving up again to stare directly at you.
She like jitters and slightly jumps in her place as she tries to rush words out of her mouth. But you are me, and without you, then I don't think I could have had a chance to really be a better person, I guess.
It starts to slowly rise, the shadows previously covering its body slowly fading away as it starts to stand upwards to its full height, which is absolutely towering over you. Its body covered in what looks to be scars, like its flesh was ripped apart and then slowly put back together over and over again throughout its entire body. Its face is cracked as its jaw opens once more. Its hands look almost like they should be bleeding at this point from the sheer amount of rips and tears that it has as it looks down at you. I am a protector, a guardian. I am your force of will towards others. Hatred means nothing. Protection means everything. Love has no place in my heart. I am your will, your usage of power. You are a small, afraid child. And yet, you wish to be more. If you cannot stand up to even me without quivering in your shoes, how could you fight a monster like the one that killed your friend?
This bitch really just hit that nerve.
The shivering doesn't stop, but her eyes change. And they hold that defensive anger and courage as she doesn't let herself leave. I don't. I am here to understand you. I am scared of you, and I don't care about what you think about that. But I'm not scared of working together with you. So we should try to collaborate.
It starts to walk towards you. Previously, there was a good 45 feet between the two of you. It starts to stride towards you. Not slowly, just a normal walk, which for this thing means that it gets about 10 feet away from you in seconds before it leans its head down, almost like less than like 2 feet in front of your face. You can now feel its breath like flowing over you as it stares at you. It's weird blood covered cloth over its face, almost looking like it should be dripping, more or less, as it stares at you. When was the last time you talked to me, girl?
Too long. And I'm sorry that I never gave you a chance. That I just pushed you aside because I was blaming everything on you. And I'm trying to get over that. And it's going to be a work in progress. But I'm sorry. I
Seems to almost like sway a little bit looking at you before it sits down hard. Literally like almost a shock wave from where it lands over to you, knocking you almost off balance as it just kind of goes into what looks to be not irritated stance, but like it's leaning on its arms. It doesn't look good. It looks like someone threw it into a meat grinder and pulled it back out, essentially, which you assume is from the enhancements of the body whenever it does the triple punch and whatnot, or whenever you full push it. It starts to tear slightly as it just looks at you. A work in progress, you say, child. Why do you want my power?
Because I want to prove that I'm a hero. I'm a good person, even when we look like this. That doesn't change who we are. And I want people to understand that.
It growls slightly as it leans forwards. Why does everyone else's opinions matter? Why do you seek to prove something to others which is already proven to yourself?
Because without the others in my life, I wouldn't be happy. And that's why it matters.
I protect, child. I have protected you your entire life. That is my job. That is my purpose. Other people making you happy, I don't quite understand. you notice that its words get a little bit stuttered at that point in time. Like, it doesn't really process it properly as it's saying it. You are me, and I am you, and yet you care, and I don't. It seems to be almost fully fixated on you right now. Its gaze wandering over you. This is the first time that it's actually managed to see you, more or less. To a certain definition of see. It's truly the first time you've ever fully interacted with it without shutting it out. And it seems to be almost cautious, you would say. Roll a sense real quick. You have no idea what's going through its mind. You are in such a state of terror of the thing being literally less than a foot away from your face that the only thing you can truly focus on is where its eyes should be. The rest of its body, you really don't want to look at the moment.
But, and as it says that it is me and I'm it, but it feels no love. She feels compassion flood her heart and pity that it doesn't understand what that feels like. And she is going to steel herself so that she can walk forward. And she lifts her hand up to gently touch the wrappings over their eyes and ever so softly tugs them.
You see that it doesn't move as the wrapping is in fact tugged away. The wrapping does not actually appear to be it's on its face, but doesn't appear to be held onto its face by literally anything. Even a gust of wind seems like it should be able to pull it off of its face, even though it doesn't. Do you pull it all the way off?
Not yet. Okay. I will say to it as she is right in front of its face and trying to have it understand what these feelings are inside of her. And she says to it, I will show you what it feels like to be loved and how to love. If you just have to allow me to help and show you. And I am going to try and tug away the wreaths over her its eyes.
So you tug off its eyes, and the first thing you see is that its eyes are surprisingly human-like. Not entirely human-like, but surprisingly similar to it. But they are clouded. They are very much so heavily clouded. It's very milky. It looks very much so like this creature is almost blind, or has some weird things with its eyes. Its eyes are following you, so you obviously can tell it's not fully blind, but you're not quite sure if it can actually see you properly. Since you guys are in the dark, for the most part, it doesn't seem to have a problem with the cloth, but you can tell that the cloth is usually meant to make it so its eyes don't get injured in the sunlight or any other large light source. As it stares at you, almost awkwardly, you would say. And from such a beast like this, it's an odd thing to try to think of it as awkward, basically, as it looks at you. Love. A concept you hold for those around you. Use it to protect. Those you love, you strive to protect first. Those you do not, you leave them behind. Intrigue.
Love is courage. I use it to protect those I'm close with, yes. But I also use it to go back for the ones that need help the most. Love is compassion and understanding. And I can show it to you.
If you hate something or someone, would you still save them?
Everybody can be saved. You just have to be willing to try.
See its tongue start to flicker, and as it does that, your eyes are brought down to its very large rows of razor-sharp, dagger-length teeth, as it starts to kind of close its mouth before opening again and uttering. You also notice that its mouth doesn't move when it's talking, though you're not quite sure how that is, but is what is, as it simply states, "Do you hate me, child?"
She looks upon the state of the being in front of her, and pity and compassion mixing a terribly somber feeling inside of herself as she looks upon something that she could now recognize as something pitiful like her and when she was a child.
Mm-hmm.
But she says to it, "I'm not afraid of you anymore, and I do not hate you. I forgive you for the memories that I've had in my childhood, and I am sorry."
Roll me sense again real quick. Hey, nice. You do notice as you say, like, the whole childhood thing, its eyes does twitch ever so slightly, before, as it, like, looks down a little bit before returning back to your gaze. You couldn't see it previously under the cloth, but you can tell from this, childhood wasn't really a good feeling for it. It's as much of a bad memory as it is for you. It looks like even the mere mention of the word childhood is not a good memory for it either, which you can ask about if you wish to.
I'll just say, both of us were traumatized by what we did, by how we grew up. But it's not anyone's fault. We have to move on.
You
should move on together.
say you were alone as a child, but you forget.
Yes.
I was stuck here. You were not.
Would you, then I will show you the sun more. I will take you outside. Let's experience the world together. Let's forget and move on.
You are a strange child. So be it. If you need my power, request. Be warned, child, do not take my power lightly, and be sure not to let it overpower. Your body is frail, is weak. If you take my power, it raises up one claw and gently traces it along your arm, leaving not a wound per se, but a, basically like a red line across your arm that starts to splinter out to side, almost like you dragged a fingernail over them, just slightly deeper. If you try taking my arm into this body with no preparation, your arm would explode. You can see that the fracture marks is making is actually where your skin would rip itself apart. Oddly enough, he's doing it in perfect lines, which is very disconcerting to you, but it's also, if you look his arm, where a lot of his scars are. My body grows so much more than yours, child. It's so much more endured, and I have been through much. Your body has not. Too weak to hold my power fully. Too weak to take parts.
Then we're going to grow together, she says, and she's looking at her arm and rubbing it with her hand, but she knows that it wouldn't intentionally hurt her.
It's not even painful, it's just slow, it's just like, scratches, basically. Not even deep ones. You also notice that its fingernails are about the same size as actual talons. So if it applied even slightly more pressure to you, it would have easily torn through your bones. So the fact that it's able to apply that small amount of pressure is amazing for its dexterity.
Then let's work together, and we'll make sure that we're strong together.
You are interesting, child. It stands up before turning around once more and starts walking back to the dark alcove behind it. Call upon my services to protect. But if you call for revenge, it looks at you. I take control. Before it starts to fade into the darkness.
It's a slight look of terrified nervousness at that last word before she wakes herself up.
As you wake yourself up.
Struggles for a bit to wake herself up.
As you attempt to wake yourself up, it takes a little bit, but you are able to come back.
There's probably sweat dripping down her face, and
Yep.
breathes in deeply.
Dollhouse, are you still there, or did you leave?
No, or again, this is at the point where Dollhouse just yeeted.
Right. As you look
There's
around...
just a note in front of her.
She picks up the note.
It literally just says, "Don't worry, the entire stadium was locked. You should be able to get out from the inside, though. Had to go take care of something. See you in a week." And then a crappily drawn, winky face Dollhouse with a thumbs up.
She smiles down at the note as she's just dripping in sweat and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of confused about the week thing, but I mean, he's a dollhouse. He does things that no one can understand.
You can, as you are now kind of wandering probably back home, just absolutely drenched in a cold sweat, you can feel in the back of your head a presence. It's most certainly the presence of the beast, but it is now in the back of your head, watching, and what seems to be waiting, almost. It is there with you at the moment, where normally it would lie dormant and asleep. But now it's awake and watching every movement.
She, as they're just kind of going along, back along,
Mhm.
she'll just start to talk to it about meaningless things, just talking to herself to try and get herself acclimated with another part of herself working together, and thinking about what's a good name to name them.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
true, you don't have a name for it, it's just Beast at the moment. Which probably is insulting considering you've called it that
is
for like
literally what it
16
is.
years.
It's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Virgil.
Alright. So the day passes as Akia learns more about some techniques. You learn more about the creature inside of your head. And the next day kind of comes around. Daylight hours come by. I believe this was a free day. So I'm assuming you and Akia just kind of start spending the day together, more or less?
Does she know that? Wait, so you did know that Dollhouse died? That was meta knowledge because we saw him in an Axel fight, right?
Yeah, that's what I told you. I told
Okay.
you it was metal.
I just had to
I don't
remind
know
myself.
Yeah.
because I was at the hospital all night. I don't know jack shit.
Yeah. So I
was just freaking out as a player, like I do.
Yeah. I mean, Safina would probably update Akia that, hey, I'm talking to the beast now. So you might hear me talking to myself about how lovely the day is or whatnot. Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Every now and then.
Yeah, I might just. I've been working more on my quirks as well.
Yeah.
So, if you do ever need help, let me know.
Yeah. Starting out with this, and then we got big plans. We're gonna do stuff.
Yep. Big plans. Are we gonna... What are we gonna do today? You wanna spar? What do you wanna do?
Spar with it? No. But...
Spar, nah, bro.
Nah, bro. We're baby steps here. I don't do spars anyway, bro. See this dress? It's too frilly for the spar stuff.
Be dirt on my jewel, my lord.
Dirt on my lolly dress? No way.
Maybe we should go try to find our other classmates, see what they're doing.
Sure.
You know, actually get to know our classmates outside of the classroom.
See if you can find them. Let's see.
I could probably sniff them out.
Yeah, there's that.
That's true. So far, the only classmate that you guys would most likely know the area of would be Risa, because she is now actually living at Mugen inside one of the dorms, mostly because she's there every day anyways. So that's pretty much where she is. The rest of them you're not entirely sure where would be, nor do you know them very well. So you can attempt to go find them.
We can ask Risa when we go to Risa.
That's true, she knows a lot.
Files from the school, though.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I wasn't talking about
that. She says it to herself, but she's like, oh, never mind.
You can't just leave it at. Wait,
no, let's go find Risa.
No, wait, no, we can't talk about this. What the fuck are you
It wasn't me. It was a past self. Let's go find Risa.
What?
What
the fuck are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Since when did you get this kind of criminal mind?
Since I started accepting who I was. It's a bit of a hassle.
So your turn. I love you. I really do. But now I'm concerned. Why
12 of one, half a dozen of the other. Or whatever the saying is.
What?
Whatever, let's just go.
Okay.
Good God. Alright, so you guys eventually...
You're not gonna do what Onyx did and pull a trying to be a villain, right? Alright. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle that. Because if you go villain, then obviously I have to go villain to make sure you're safe.
Oh, well.
And that wouldn't be good for everybody else. For their health, anyway.
I know, we would probably destroy the whole world.
Yeah,
wouldn't
we'd be so great at
Yeah,
this.
we would.
Yeah! Alright, let's go find Risa and get back to the academy.
Good. Y'all start discussing how to take over the world as y'all walk in the distance. It would be Barrett destroying the world. It would be Barrett taking over the world. You know, all that normal schoolgirl stuff. You know.
Normal teenage schoolgirl stuff. You know, we just do this on a regular basis.
Do you think we could merge the world? Probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I eventually get to school, which I did. I did a little bit of map finding, you know. And, yeah.
Oh wow! It actually looks like a
Is this
school-ish.
No, right?
Hogwarts?
This is
Alright.
not, I don't think. It was like a school of magic, it said when I found the picture, but
Pretty
it
cool.
might be what some people use for Hogwarts, you know, but
Pretty cool.
very large
it looks-
cafeteria.
I like it.
Yep.
You're over there.
Yep, so you eventually do walk in and you find Risa and Naruhito and Shin just kind of chatting with each other.
Naruhito? It's Naruhito.
Naruhito.
Oh, yeah.
What's his face with the gas mask? They're talking to each other. You can clearly see Shin like kind of fumbling with his hands a little bit as he's talking to Risa, and I'm gonna call him Taki. Taiki?
Okay.
Taiki.
Taiki.
Yeah, Taiki. You can see him getting kind of annoyed whenever he's talking to Shin because no one can really understand him except for Risa. But they seem to be having a more or less chill conversation, while Risa has like 3 different books of the anatomy next to her: bone structure, muscle
Oh, yeah, I was
structure,
gonna talk
skin
to her about
structure.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Risa.
Alright.
Okay.
And I'll move on to the other side.
Yep.
Next to Shin.
As you guys walk up, you see Risa kind of turn to you. She smiles. Hello, how you two doing? Is today a free day? Why are you here?
Oh, we came to get to know you guys outside of the classroom, you know, become good friends and stuff and not just acquaintances.
To
Ah.
make it safer.
Also, I had some questions for you, Risa. I wanted to learn more about pressure points and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
were
I
showing.
know you were kind of interested in that. Your quirk was shape-shifting and crystal making, correct?
Yes.
So she kind of moves some of her books over to you so you can see. Well, see, this is the bone structure of most humans. If you look inside of it, you can actually see the different points in which they connect. And then there are certain sections, she points like the elbow, where if you actually take that point, and then she gestures to one of the muscle sections, the funny bone portion. If you actually hit this portion right here, you can actually disable their entire arm for a couple of seconds if you do it with your fingers. If you do it with your sharp implants, your crystals, you could potentially actually jam their entire arm, depending on if they have a normal physiology or if you have a different one, of course. And then since you're a shapeshifter as well, you may want to look into different animals that you can shapeshift into and look at their physiological structure in order to see whether or not you're able to change yourself into separate sections in order to make it so you can connect. For example, a monkey arm connected to your actual human arm may work, but a cheetah arm probably wouldn't.
I see. Okay.
You really know what you're talking about.
It kind of comes naturally to me. Shin's like, she's smart, very,
Thanks for that
Uh,
input.
I was waiting for more.
he just like has his hand up and he just slowly starts to put down.
Next line of the Care Bear. So anyway.
You see Taki say something extremely muffled. It goes like, "Good job, guy." You do us all a great service.
Doing us all a great service.
Anytime.
Oh my
Best
God.
conversation for this guy right here.
Alright.
She just kind of looks at me. He's like, What? the lion dude looks so confused. He's like, what?
It's okay, Lionel. Let's anyway. Just kidding.
Yeah. Seriously smiles at you. She's like, well, yeah, I'm kind of open book. What do you want to know?
I don't know. What's your favorite food? I guess.
I need to pull up the whole friggin' list that Mochi sent me at some point a year ago. Let's see if I can actually find it. There's the
You're not
scripts.
prepared for your session?
Huh?
You're not prepared?
Well, you know, I
A
wasn't.
super smart girl. What would she like? Probably Cheetos, because it's just probably
No.
horrible food for her.
Taki. She likes
Takis.
Takis.
Takis. Yeah, she
You know,
does it the
smart
same way
girls like that.
Markiplier eats them. Yeah, that's the.
Oh.
That's how you eat them.
That's not how you're supposed
That's
to
not
do
how
it.
you eat Takis.
Well, you see. Yeah, the big boy Takis and the small
No, she
boy
likes
Takis.
Oh,
Poke.
pokey, yeah.
This would be a wonderful time for Moochie to actually be in here, but she's asleep. So, you know. I don't know her character. I should have pulled up their character things a while ago. Oh my god. I don't even know which one she sent it to. I'll find it eventually, guys. Don't worry. I don't even know the name of it, honestly. It was something. It was like, oh wait, MHA Heroes NPCs by Moochie. Here we go. All right, what Risa? I'm looking at Risa. Hold on, I gotta find Risa. Half the characters we aren't using here. Here. All right. What is? Does she have a favorite food? Favorite food: fruity frozen yogurt.
How does she
Aw,
have
that's
that?
cute. That's really cute.
Yeah, she put down pretty much everything, just in case.
Where'd you grow up? Any stories?
Let's see. She grew up in. Oh, she grew up in Thailand.
Oh,
Apparently.
dang.
Yes, I grew up in Thailand, actually. I'm not, kind of here, but then I moved over to Japan when I was very young as well.
Interesting. You have a Japanese name, but you're from Thailand. That's
My
cool.
family was, it was a mix between, my parents were both Thailand and Japanese, so my mother decided to name me Japanese, and then moved over to Japan.
That's fun. What about you, Shin?
Shin. I do not know how to say his name. I'm not even going to bother trying.
Shin Ichiro. Remember Ichiro from Strawberry? Remember?
Shin Ichiro.
Ichigo. That's Ichigo.
Oh, never mind.
My name is, actually, let me see. He has a very deep voice. Although it sounds kind of nice, actually. Kind of that's flowing and kind of, it makes you kind of happy, more or less. He's also very nice.
You're
like,
just reading off the character sheet now.
yeah, I do, in fact, have the entire thing. But, he talking to me, he's like, what about you, Shin? He's like, well, you see, I hit my shin on the way here. Yeah, that was bad too. I come from Japan. I'm actually American Japanese. My parents were both American and Japanese, but they moved over here, and then I was born here.
Is that why you have blonde hair?
Probably. But that's also
What's your
because he gestures to his flowing locks. You see, like a lion, I can make lion noises. Actually, is that his... No.
Is that his entire quirk is just making lion noises?
He can actually make any animal noise, which he proceeds to do by making the noise of a flamingo. I don't know what that sounds like.
What does a flamingo sound like?
I don't know what a flamingo sounds like, but he just made it.
Hey, Sin,
Hold on, I
I
need
know
to
what
look
it
that up.
sounds like. You want me to
Do
do
it.
it?
Sure.
I would choose to believe you.
That's the closest I can get to sounding like to a flamingo, to actual flamingo sound.
Yeah. See, you just hear him do that, and then he like clears his throat. And he's like, "Yeah, I much prefer the feline family, though."
They sound like gooses.
What does it sound
They
like?
sound like gooses.
Post it. I need to hear this.
They sound like gooses.
Post that so the viewers can hear the sweet sound of flamingos.
They do just sound like
Oh, do you want me to
ducks.
post it in,
Yeah. There you go, viewers. You hear sweet sound of flamingos. Flamingos. But he proceeds to make that, which is the very strange thing to hear this, how tall is this man? 5'10" man start, she literally has, like, everything on them, like, Jesus Christ. As he
He's not here.
makes a flamingo sound, and then he proceeds to roar like a lion.
my eardrums. I see.
sorry, I like the lions.
You know, it would be really interesting if I'm in my beast form. I wonder if we could communicate.
Maybe.
Possibly. My one is
Or if I'm one
more
of my
sound
animals.
mimicry than actually understanding the language, unfortunately. For example, he starts to speak like a mouse, and then he says, however, I don't know if that actually means that I said anything, or if I just called another rat well.
I mean, we could test it. I turn into a mouse, and I say, "You're a bitch," and mouse.
How you can speak?
He attempts
I'm a
to
mouse.
he attempts to speak back to you, and all you hear is fish stick.
I turn back into a human. Wait, why'd you say fish stick?
I said fish stick. It's a weird sentence.
Statement more like it.
Did you understand me at all?
You sounded like a mouse.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, like
I can only imagine you said something beautiful and talking about my sweet bones. He pats his leg.
I said you're a bitch.
Oh. You were talking about my shins.
your ability to change into a female dog is quite amazing, I'm sure.
He then starts to bark like a female dog.
There you go. It's amazing.
How is that different than a male dog?
Oh, I don't know.
What about you, Narihito?
Let me find him. I believe he's at the top of this page. Yes. Let's see. I also come from Japan, but, it's pretty nice. My one's actually about, gas. My main ability is being able to move around gas and be able to breathe in different things, but a lot of times it's kind of difficult for people to understand me, you know?
Okay. It's not that hard to understand you right now.
Wait, I can use a cup for this. You guys think I'm now?
Oh, now I can understand you.
There you go. That's what it sounds like.
All hope is lost.
Then be careful not to accidentally create the vacuum when you apply the cup to your mouth. Otherwise, it'll actually fumble it way more than if you were covering your mouth.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, like that.
Hello.
It sounds like Bane.
They did not care who I was until I started wearing the mask.
Yeah, that didn't sound like pain enough. I'm sorry, Sin. Your
No,
pain
that
impression
was-
is terrible.
You merely
Well, if you
lived
can
in the
work with
darkness.
gas- If you work with gases, why don't you just use oxygen?
You could say it's the bane of your existence, Kane. I'm
Your
sorry.
oxygen is,
Unfortunately, most air is actually a mixture of several gases, and I unfortunately cannot produce several gases. I can only produce one at a time. And let me tell you, breathing pure oxygen directly in somebody's face is a very bad situation.
Isn't oxygen actually just a compound element? Two
No.
elements together?
Oxygen is.
Oh,
its own-
oxygen is its
Yeah.
own element?
Yeah.
And it's not
You might be
technically-
thinking of H2O.
Yeah.
Which that is a compound.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh.
I was also born in Japan.
This is the second time you've said that. Yes, we know.
Oh.
Oh, poor boy.
Just like, you literally just said that earlier,
I
and then
can't
you say it again, and it's like, what?
That really like says something. No, I'm not saying this is my character, but that really says something that he always thinks no one can understand him, so he repeats himself all the time. Like, oh.
I'm
Poor boy.
not used to people understanding me.
I have really good ears.
You say you half growing the.
No, my ears start twitching. I have the fox ears.
And I'm just guessing.
I see.
Just kidding. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is I gotta find it. Does she?
Naru.
Simple
Nariki.
dorayaki. Dorayaki.
Yum.
Dorayaki.
Dorayaki.
Something fried. Something fried.
I have no idea. It's
Cool. No.
Japanese red bean pancake.
Oh shit.
a simple
Sounds good.
dorayaki.
That'd be your favorite food if
I
we ever
know.
went to
I
Japan.
love red beans. Man.
Mhm.
I really want some. She's gonna sing.
I haven't had a for quite some time. It's kind of unfortunate. I don't really get to eat a lot of them, but
Same.
Also,
you see Shin just looking back and forth between the two of you with so much confusion.
what's the matter, Shin? You can't understand him?
What's the matter?
What are you people saying?
What, you can't understand him? He's actually pretty clear.
No, he has his mask on. Don't worry, this is a usual
get
thing
good.
with Shin. I don't really get to talk to him very often because he refuses to talk to me, so I usually leave Risa kind of communicate everything, but he looks over at her, kind of looking at her books, studying them. Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shin, just get good and learn to understand people. Like, it's not that hard, bruh.
I mean, the fish sticks was a good start.
This was a good start.
I'll have you know, fish sticks are quite tasty. Mostly.
Yes, they are. Unless you make them out of poisoned fish.
Oh, you know, since he only mimics. Ah, never mind. It was a stupid idea anyway.
What? I want to hear it. Say it out loud.
He probably heard the rat say fish sticks because he was looking at fish sticks, right? So if he wanted to cuss words, all he had to do
Is listen to me for about 5 minutes.
probably yeah.
He looks concerned. Uh-huh. So, what about you two?
Well, what do you want to know?
Favorite fruit, go.
Apple.
Kiwi.
Both are fruit. Interesting.
I know.
It's so strange.
It is, indeed. Well, you know what they say. He looks at, Sophia. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Just kills herself before she needs to hear it.
You know what they say? Automatically just fucking
Fucking
dies.
dies. She's just gonna she just falls off her chair first before she has to listen to it.
Apple a day keeps the... Oh. You okay?
The amount of times we have heard that growing up.
She sits back up in her chair. Oh yeah, haven't heard that one before.
That is so new.
Knocked me off my seat.
I'm trying to think of more dad jokes, but I can't think of any. Corin, give me a dad joke.
Sin, you don't just suddenly pull a dad joke out of nowhere. It requires a certain level of build-up. It's a response.
It's never a pull it out of your ass kind of moment.
Good, good. Alright. But yeah, Racer just kind of looks out to you. So I don't think we ever really discussed what your powers are. I saw them a little bit in combat earlier, and obviously you can see their powers too. Although, Taki had a little bit of difficulty with his power. It's totally not my fault that I did that. Nope, no one can say otherwise.
I don't think he had difficulty with it. It was just circumstances and the people in the room. Fit for different things.
Throwing casters is much more difficult than most people believe.
I would believe it.
Wait. Shin looks out to you. You had a very interesting quirk, actually. It was a giant monster. It was very interesting, actually. I don't usually see many transformation quirks in these places.
Yeah. I'm working on it right now. We're doing a little teamwork.
Aww. Yeah, he leans closer to you. You know what they say. He's the
She
apple of
sighs.
your eye.
What? How does that make any sense?
He's a good friend, you know. Is now inside of her, kind of, and so he's the apple of her eye. Because he's in her eye. And she eats apples.
I don't think you understand
What apple
what
of the eye
jokes
means?
are supposed to be.
He seems to be very happy.
No. Shin, I can see that you have another quirk.
Terrible dad
That
joke.
is possessing superpowers.
It's the greatest superpower of all time.
Oh god.
Interest.
gonna
No,
look at
I can also
Risa.
kind of I can also kind of do other voice impressions. He puts his hand over his mouth. Like I could do this guy.
That's not how you do. That's kind of offensive.
Taki's just. He looks like someone. Oh, he looks like he's entertained to the best of your knowledge, but you really can't tell.
At least he's getting shit out of it.
I'm gonna look at Risa's books, and I want to make like small figurines. I want to try to make a figurine out of my crystal.
Mhm.
One of the skeletal system, one of the muscular system, and the one of a regular person, and see if I can use those to help Risa learn or help her teach me like which points on the actual figures in the 3D models that I created, where to hit. You know.
She
Dang,
pulls out a
that's some
marker,
delicate
like
work.
she like starts to twirl marker in her hands. My specialty.
Well, that's why I asked you.
Yeah. She starts like with almost pristine precision starts to point out to certain places. And you see that Shin just kind of leans closer and starts watching. Although, roll me a sense real quick.
He does.
Is here?
If
Is
he
he
does
here?
something, I'm gonna hit him.
Is this?
Where's my sense?
I'm,
There it
I'm
is.
wondering if this is even study group for him or just hang out with.
You can
friends.
kind of see that he's not really paying attention to her marking the areas. He's actually looking at her face rather than her hands. Although, kind of, he's angling it so it's kind of like he's looking at her hands.
Why are you staring at Risa, Shin?
What? What? I thought she was making very interesting, intricate art.
You were fucking looking at her hands. Don't lie to me.
I was indeed looking at her hands. Thank you for saying such.
No, you weren't. You were watching her face.
Oh, you just said I was looking at her hands. I'm just agreeing
No, I
with you,
didn't.
you
I said
know?
you were not. You were not looking at her hands.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll stare at her hands. You know, she's making wonderful dots.
Risa be like,
Risa you don't think she's hearing your conversation as she is so focused on the tiny little sections, the little area. And she's also muttering to you mostly, but just in a constant spew of word vomit of every single point, what they do, how they work, where you should hit them, ideally where your angle should be to hit them, everything like that. You don't think she knows any of your conversation in any way, shape, or form. Say she's fine.
Should I do? I'm gonna look at Sophia and be like, should I tell her?
I mean, if we don't, he's got his work cut out for him.
That's true. Hey, Risa.
He's gonna have to wait years, probably.
Risa.
She kind of pauses for a second. She's looking at you. Oh, sorry. Was I going off again? I do that sometimes. Sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to know if you knew that Shin has the hots for
Putting it out there, are you?
Yep.
You see her face just glow a bright red, and she's like, as you see Shin like kind of like grab like let's see what's around him. Hold on, yeah.
Napkin.
He takes the plate of food.
Yeah, he's like, so yeah, you see magic trick, huh? He like puts a napkin over his hand and he like reaches in and pulls out a single card. Was this your card? This is the only card I found. Reese is like, right, so this is how you hit this guy's thigh, and then you really want to go for this angle specific. And she's immediately goes into a shit. She looks like a tomato that touched the sun. Taki just puts his hand on his forehead. Just face palming.
Looking back at Sheen again. Just saying to him with like a pitying expression, if you got work to do, bro, on this girl.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. He reaches over and grabs a cup. It's like, tweet.
Good luck with that.
Good luck getting in her pants someday.
He reaches over and hands you the napkin he was holding previously. And you see a full deck of cards in his hands. Magic. Doesn't tell you.
I'm gonna sneeze again and it's gonna hurt.
Oh my god. But yeah.
Yeah.
So she just starts teaching you more about the ways of the human body in every specificity possible. As Taki just kind of starts playing around with his containers of what you assume is various kinds of gases, which you don't really know where he keeps them, but he seems to have quite a bit in his backpack. And Shin attempts to do everything in his power possible to get every conversation you start away from Risa.
I'm gonna always keep pushing it back to Risa.
He's making a lot of dad jokes, too. I don't have any dad jokes to use, but he's making a lot of them. Seems to be one of his favorite things. He also looks like he's trying to entertain a child. Though you're not sure he's doing that on purpose. You think that's just what he does. Could ask him about that, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking with Risa about the pressure points, and like as I start learning them, I'm gonna start trying to quote unquote use them on my own body to see if I'm getting it right. And Risa would probably correct me if I got them wrong.
She randomly will like grab your hand and like push it like slightly more, slightly less, and when you hit the right spot, whoo, it sends a jolt up your body every time.
You should rephrase that. That phrasing is not not a good.
You just gotta hit the right spot, you know. Don't worry about it. Man, anything else you
We
want
should
to
all
ask
get
them?
the town. Like, we should all go, like, hang out at the mall.
Risa kind of like looks at you, and she looks at books, and she looks back at you, and she looks back at books, and she looks back at you.
The books can wait.
Risa, how many times have you read these books already?
Only 4 each.
They can wait a day. Besides, how are you supposed to use your pressure points if you don't actually go out and use them?
You want me to go to the mall and start stabbing people in the leg with my fingers?
No, not like that. But if you're out and about, then you might come across people who like are trying to do bad while you're out and about, and then do your duty as a hero to help people. You know?
She looks at Taki. Gotta get my cup. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, some quality time between you two, huh?
Looks between Risa and Shun. Yeah, I mean that could be quality time for them.
Sounds like a date. For them, not us. No offense. You're not my type.
Not the first time I've heard that. Let's go.
Alright, so you eventually manage to drag her out of the school. It takes a little while. She has several things she does off of a checklist. Shin is legitimately just by her side this entire time, just watching her randomly do random things. You also notice that he does, in fact, randomly start to mimic other animals by randomly tweeting. And sometimes he'll say things in other languages, like mouse and cat. Randomly making wolf sounds, too, because he can. Do you decide to change into any of these animals when he's doing it?
Yes.
Alright. You mostly hear an unintelligible string of words, some of which are profanities, some of which are not, and he doesn't seem to notice.
Man, when I get back to human form after transforming to those, I feel like, man, you have got some language on you, bro. You would be
What?
offending everybody.
He like looks at you with like a confused look. What? What? Have I said something? Oh no.
Yeah, you've been saying a lot of curse words.
What? I've been saying curse words? He looks at Taki. Man, tell me, what have I been saying to you? Taki looks so confused.
I don't think Narihito understands you. I can only understand you when I'm in the animal form.
Oh, I've been doing that again. Sorry. Yeah, it's a habit.
Yeah, but you're cussing a lot in your animal languages.
Oh. He like looks at the sky. I'm sorry, birds. Tweet, tweet.
I'm pretty sure you just offended them again.
You know what? I assume that they'll take my apology to heart and ignore everything I say in the future.
They already ignore you.
Oh,
He pulls out his phone. Now to do a better version of tweeting.
Ah, yeah. We got a treat about Risa.
I was don't go saying I was insulting some birds by accident by speaking their language, but you know, let's just tweet about tweets another day, shall we?
What, getting cold feet there?
Well, you know, my feet are in the Arctic, but my hands are not.
I don't like how you said that.
oh god.
He starts to like rub his hands together, and now to find you.
I'm so confused.
Alright, so
Good God.
we should totally go into like Hot Topic and Claire's together, Risa. Like we should all of us girls need to go into Hot Topic together.
She looks at you with incredible confusion.
smart girl, but you don't like Hot Topic?
You've never been in Hot Topic?
No, I don't usually
Not
frequent
sponsored.
the stores.
Yeah, hashtag not sponsored by malls.
Dude, if malls were sponsoring us, hell yeah. But no, she looks at you. She's like, I don't usually go to those stores. Most of my
Why
clothes are most of my clothes are made by my family, and then we're here, or I get them online.
I can
You know?
tell you're one of those people who reads manga and watches anime. Hot Topic is the store for you.
I
Is what it is.
okay.
Let's go.
Just walks meekly with you. Taki shakes his head in amusement, and Shin is tweeting.
As we're going into like the stores and stuff, I'm gonna like point out stuff that I think would look good on her. That is like the complete opposite of her normal style.
Like the Chucky doll that they had that one time.
Oh, they did have that Chucky doll.
Is it Chucky doll?
But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
a Chucky
Hot Topic
doll.
had a Chucky doll at one point.
Uh-huh.
But like,
Why?
not only in Hot Topic, but like all the other stores we go into
Mhm.
and stuff like that, I'd be pointing stuff out that would look really good on her, but
Jack
isn't
the
like her normal
Skeleton.
style.
Mhm. You notice that she primarily goes for breezy and comfy outfits. Dresses primarily. Also floral dresses. She goes to a lot of floral dress outfits.
Mm.
Like,
Stares at Megan and flowers.
yeah, she goes to, like, every store you guys go to, she looks at the dresses, and then she looks at the dresses with flowers on them. And then she looks at the other dresses.
But what about pants?
I don't really wear pants.
Why
I
not?
just wear dresses. Because they're breezy. And they're comfy.
Yep, but pants can be comfy, and they also allow for more motion. And while you're fighting, if you get turned upside down, you don't have to worry about your underwear flashing everyone.
That's why you wear very short shorts under it?
Yeah, but that's an extra layer you don't have to put on. You just put on pants and a shirt, you're fine.
She looks at you in legitimate confusion.
You're trying to make a point, but there's two girls here who both wear dresses and battle. You're the only one that's wearing.
I wear my battle kimono, excuse me.
Why are you advocating for pants?
I'm saying for like regular everyday wear, like not actually going to fight things.
You're wearing a kimono. I'm wearing a dress. She's wearing a dress.
Kimonos are very difficult to get in and out of. I will have you know. There is a lot of steps to it.
Do you need help? We can reach out to someone who can teach you.
You see her interest kind of rise as you talk about kimonos. Ooh, I haven't actually worn one of those in years. I would love to wear another one.
Bruh, okay, we're all going over to my house. We're having a fucking sleepover and I'm teaching you how to wear my kimono.
Are we taking the boys with us?
They don't have a choice. They're coming with us
Okay.
anyway.
Both of them are just looking in confusion.
Don't worry, you look great in yukatas.
Oh yeah, I have some. I think I have some yukatas too that the boys can wear.
You look so formal and regal. And
Oh,
look, you
bro, we're
look
all
like
gonna look
a
so fucking
yakuza.
fancy.
It'll be great.
Oh, bro, we're gonna look so awesome. I'm gonna start dragging them to the house.
Alright, well, y'all have a long night of, insanity that you perform. It's a fun night, though. It's actually pretty enjoyable. The lion dude is, I would say, willing to go with most things that you suggest him to do. He's a very nice guy. He's actually surprisingly nice, and he acts like a dad to all of you.
I also make sure that whatever yukatas and stuff that I force him to try on, they always match with Risa's.
You're evil.
I am evil. Thanks for noticing.
But he pretty much acts like a dad all the time, including every dad joke possible. He at one point grabs a light bulb that was just near you guys, and he's like, "Hey, anybody want a light snack?"
That was terrible.
He makes a lot of those, just constantly.
You can tell.
Pulling out greater and saying, I am greater than you.
Alright, 101 jokes. Let's go.
So the day kind of passes and whatnot, and then you guys have a lot of fun. You guys actually have a sleepover, pretty enjoyable. Surprisingly, everything did not end badly for all of you, like most of your other days seem to. But it was a nice day. It was quite enjoyable. Y'all had no real issues with the day. And the next day came around, which is the day that was said was going to be somebody special was coming over. I don't know if I actually said who was going to come over last episode, but somebody special was coming over. But anyways, eventually you guys get all back to school, probably rising up and early. Risa already reading like 4 different textbooks at the same time.
I force everyone to go to school in kimonos, and yukatas.
Jesus Christ.
Even you, Sophia.
I mean, yeah. At least they're doing it.
She will. Nobody's willing to argue with you.
Yeah, you want to fight me on this? Bet. Try to fight me on this.
But yeah, so you guys eventually make it back to school wearing your new outfits of funness, I guess. As you do see the other 4 students also being there. Very small group. And then also Tanya, who is there. Although, oddly enough, you do see... actually, why am I... Well, it'll make sense why I'm doing it here. I'll have you be up here. There you go, Tanya. You get the big boy seat. There you go. As you guys all gathered inside of the mess hall, basically. You do notice Dollhouse isn't here. Kind of odd.
Yeah. Sophia isn't surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty much middle of the day. Akia, do you notice the surprising lack of your primary teacher?
Yeah, I do. It's a little odd. I'm just gonna keep it to myself for now, though.
Okay. So the assembly kind of starts. Actually, where is? You also notice that Rogue is also not there. Mr. Torque is there though. He's kind of chilling. He's chilling with all you. He's playing with his babies. You notice he has a new bomb in his hands.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's definitely new. It's definitely much more fresh, and he's throwing it around like it's a toy.
I'm terrified.
Better be a glitter ball.
He looks at you, he's like, this is my new baby, Mr. Sticky.
I don't think you should be tossing that around in the middle of everyone.
But it's my baby.
Yes, but you can toss it around outside.
But
Hey, Sin, how many days has it been in game?
so this is just like one day after everything else, basically. So this is yeah. So the previous day and then midnight of the day before is when you kind of disappeared. Yeah.
I'm just checking because it's like free day and then assembly. It's like, Nani, did they go through their day already?
Yeah. So I went through a day of just hanging out, kind of a free day with Akia and Sophia and whatnot. And then yeah, so he's kind of looking back and forth. And Iku? Dokua, that's the man. Dokua kind of steps forwards and he's like, hello and welcome everyone to this assembly. As you all know, we do have we had a couple of special guests joining us today, so I would suggest you be on your best of manners, and hopefully you all learned something from this introduction. We have gotten over some details previously, so I want to know exactly what your thoughts on what our guest has to say when he comes in will be. As is expected of you, you are welcome to turn down this opportunity if you do not believe that it will be good for you. there is something to do. There's obviously special training that you can have aside from this. However, I would like to make it known to all of you that this opportunity is very special, and it's one that you should take with incredible, what's the word?
Consideration.
Yeah, incredible inspiration. Now, here are our guests. Mr. I forgot to put the things in Roll20. Why do I do this to myself? Where is my boy? Where's my boy? Is it in downloads? No, where's my boy? I just downloaded him. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? Oh, because it's a web. Oh my god. Hold on. All files. .png. There we go. Now you work. You monkey. Okay. We'll do that. And that will probably come through. Yay, it came through. Okay. And then also you. All Might. He looks underwhelming. Just like he does on TV.
Ah.
And Deku.
Oh, jeez.
Don't worry about it.
He's actually, All Might is actually showing this form.
So as you guys saw on TV a couple of, God, was a month now ago? About a month or so ago, he actually stepped down from being the #1 hero because he's no longer able to turn into his, heightened form. And he stated that he's teaching at UA to inspire the next generation of heroes to take his place and to be as best as they can, essentially. There's also another one, but I don't know if I have her on this one. I should. Of course, I don't look through this stuff before the game. No, that would be smart. That'd be me being intelligent. No, obviously I don't have this character. Okay, hold on. I had to pull on the third one. If I can even find her. I can probably find her. Where is she? I want you. Come back. Okay, I don't know where she is. But yeah, so you see him inviting them forwards. All Might looks sunken, I believe. But he has this radiation around him, this aura around him, that is, he's All Might. Even though he's in a smaller form, he does carry with him the same feeling that you guys get whenever you see this man stand around or on TV and whatnot, as he smiles at all of you. Hello, children.
Hi.
Just in the corner of the room.
Hi.
It's just silence except for hi. I feel so bad for him.
Hi, All Might.
Hi, All Might.
Welcome to the AAA meeting.
You see him almost look kind of down for a second before he smiles and starts walking forwards. Oof, a blow to the man's pride. Jesus Christ. Punch him right in the soft bits.
I was expecting him to just keep talking.
I was waiting to see how you all responded. I had just awkward crickets in the background.
Should I have been more enthusiastic?
Yeah, you should have been like, hi, All Might. So I should have gone.
Oh, good God. Deku kind of moves forwards. There's also a cat girl, but I cannot find a picture for some reason. But Deku kind of moves forwards and kind of stands next to you. Says, hi, Actia. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Deku?
I'm doing pretty okay. I heard some stuff was happening down here, and we're actually on a nice mission. Yeah. Besides, our mission here, but we stopped in. We thought I thought it'd be pretty nice to talk to you.
Oh, yeah. Can catch up. See what's
Yeah.
been going on at UA versus Mugen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He looks Safina.
Sophia just blinks at him. She doesn't know him.
Yeah, Sophia, this is Midoriya. Midoriya, this is Sophia.
Mhm.
Sophia's that friend that I was telling you about that I've had since childhood.
He holds out his hand. It's good to meet you. I'm
You
Deku.
as well. And she shakes his hand.
Mhm.
He wouldn't call himself Deku.
He calls
by the
himself
way.
Deku.
I know. No, he
But
wouldn't.
Deku is it's an
It's
insult.
Bakugo's fault. But
Yeah.
it's so much more
It's
memorable.
Bakugo's fault.
See, he calls himself Deku. Would he call himself it now?
Midoriya.
I'm trying to remember if he calls himself it now, if this is when he chooses a hero name, because he chooses a hero name specifically calling himself Deku because it's an insult, but it's also a really good term as well, depending on how you take it, if I remember correctly.
Well, he's not suited up to be. He's just Midoriya, right?
Midoriya. That's how I've always known him.
Yeah, he's
just-
Midoriya until he has to choose his hero name, and then he changes it to Deku because of Uehara, I believe. Because Explosion Guy's term for him, Deku, is an insult, but Uraka calls him it as a compliment.
Endearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
endearing word, if I remember correctly. Don't know if it's right now, though.
Let's just say Midoriya, because we're strangers.
Yeah,
So we
Midoriya.
wouldn't understand.
Yeah, so he
Well, I
would
might.
he would probably refer to himself instinctively as Deku at this point, just because that's pretty much how everyone at UA calls him at this point, except for a couple of them. But the loud noises are Deku. The cat girl is also behind him. She looks to be bubbly. I don't have her token at the moment, which kind of irritates me because I don't know where in the hell it would be. But she's kind of bubbly, jumping behind him, and also waving her stick around. But All Might kind of stands forward as he gestures to all of you. Students of Mugen, I am All Might. As you know, I am a teacher at UA, and I'm here to offer my condolences for your loss, and also hopefully help you in developing a way to get past this and to develop yourselves to make sure that this tragedy will never happen again. That being said, the principal at UA also wishes to extend his condolences and wishes to invite you all to the what does UA stand for again?
Hold on.
So he would use the full name here. If I don't remember what it's called.
Isn't it hold
University of.
on. UA.
Wait, is it just University Academy? UA? That doesn't make sense though.
Let me see.
I don't know what it stands for. Does
the
it stand for anything? Corin, do you know?
I do not.
Huh.
UA means hero, but it looks like they used like YUUEI is hero in Japanese, and so
Oh,
it
so
looks
it's
like they just
hero.
used the U and an A to stand for like hero school.
Oh,
You know.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So he's like,
We'll play on
we,
words.
the principal wishes for me to extend a hand of greeting and to invite you to the UA Sports
It's
Festival.
Hero Academy.
To the UA Sports Festival in a couple of months. Now, this is quite a odd fair events, as usually first years are not allowed to be in the sports festival. However, we are also putting the UA's first year's A1 class inside the sports festival as well, featuring Midoriya as well as his teammates. So we'll be putting you two against each other to see kind of as a friendly competition, shall we say, between you, but also to potentially inspire you to go into greater extents, to put you against other heroes in a safe and confined environment in order to be able to judge your abilities, to be able to help you define your abilities further, and also for pro heroes to be able to see what you can do and be able to bring you to even further extents after the UA Festival. It is a very safe place for you all to go to. We will have heroes around the clock all the way over there. Endeavor himself will be there to protect all of you. And I myself, even though I am small at the moment, will also be there to protect, to guide, and to help you to every extent possible. Do you have any questions?
Why call in the #1 hero for a bunch of students who only need a few regular heroes?
It is a formality. The UA Sports Festival always has the #1 hero over there to watch over everything and even potentially be a pro hero that will guide you in the future. After the UA Sports Festival, you will be picked or sent invitations to be picked by pro heroes to shadow them. The #1 hero is no exception. His son will also be there, participating in this event, so I assume he wishes to watch as a father might.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Delco nods. Yes.
What is the terms of your friendly competition?
It is the same terms that we always have. No maiming, no killing, of course.
I mean, always. This academy's new.
No, the sports festival. This is all my.
Not what I meant.
Complicated rules.
Oh,
I meant, if we win, what do we get, and what do you get if we lose?
The thrill of the fight.
yeah.
Winning a sports festival?
It's a sports festival. He looks at Doko. Akia. Miss Akia. It is a sports festival. There is no true winning or losing. There is simply showing off your powers and enjoying yourselves in this event. Becoming better friends with your teammates. Learning how to cooperate around those around you. And enjoying yourself to the fullest extent possible while also furthering your educational and, what's the word? Educational and professional careers.
If this is just for fun, why call it a competition? Competitions imply there's something to work for on why you should be the #1.
Mm-hmm. Well, we call it a competition because our viewers, the general populace, enjoy seeing a bout of sparring, shall we say. If we just labeled it as something like a... What's a good word here? Not competition. As a game show, for example, we would have less people wanting to look and watch and see your powers come to light. It's also a good way to show off your combat abilities, to show them that they are protected, that they can have hope in the heroes.
So really you're just having a spar and there's no reason to actually go all out.
Well, you can't. You're children.
We would like you to not endanger yourselves or the people around you, but using your quirks to the fullest extent possible without injuring yourself or those around you is something I suggest you do quite heavily. When training, you want to push yourselves to your limit, but if you go beyond that limit too hard, too fast, it can hurt you, and we do not want that to happen. Of course, we have many people on standby as well to stop any fight that could potentially become too dangerous. He looks at Midoriya for a second before looking back at you. We also have the finest medical professional on hand as well, in case something truly bad does happen.
Sophia's giving Akia a really concerned look.
Deku's also doing it too.
Of why you're being snappish towards this regular school festival.
Yeah, especially
Why
to
the
the
fuck would
former
you invite
number one
another
hero.
school to your own school's festival
Mhm.
after they just had a tragedy?
Mhm.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Maybe somebody wants to have. Maybe someone wants to get rid of the, rid of the memory. Have some fun to remind themselves
We
that
can
it's
have
just
our
not.
own festival.
Sure, but they have one already here.
Yeah, for their own school. We can make our own. We can do better.
What's wrong with the going over there? Are they racist or something?
Assholes over there. Why do you think I left?
How are they assholes?
They're mean.
In what way?
I already fucking told you this.
Deku like looks
Yeah,
at you like almost hurt.
Not you.
But,
Not
okay,
you, Midoriya.
So
You're
we
fine.
are.
But you know who I'm talking about.
But now we have the competition, so you could use that time to beat some of them that annoyed you.
Raiso like leans over to
Their
her. She's
asses
like,
know.
it's also a good way to show off our abilities to people that we may not ever meet again, or ever for that matter.
It's also good.
Do I get to have the possibility of beating the crap out of Bakugo?
He deserves it.
You can ask.
I gotta raise my hand.
He looks at you. He's been answering a couple other people's questions, mostly biting woman and Mr. Torque randomly talking about his babies. No, that is. He looks at you. Yes, Miss Akio?
Do I get to beat the snot out of Bakugo?
It will be a festival of sorts, so he will most likely be against you at several points in time. So you will be able to fight him. Although I personally would not suggest getting into a fist fight with young Bakugo. He has a interesting temper.
Yeah, I know.
He likes bullying children.
He's a big bully.
Some hero he is.
Yeah, I don't even know how he got into the hero school.
Yeah, young Bakugo is a very complicated young man, but he has good intentions and he has a good heart. He just doesn't express it the best way most times, which is why we are teaching him how to be a proper hero. That is, after all, what school is for, to teach you how to be better and to learn from your mistakes whenever they are made.
I'm still not buying this crap. There's gotta be something else here.
Yeah, she says, oh, yeah.
There's gotta be.
Oh, yeah.
There's gotta be, dude. I'm gonna look at Deku and I'm gonna be like, if you're on.
What's the hash?
What is your other mission? Why are you here? What is your other mission?
So he kind of looks at you and he's like, well, we're trying to find someone actually. It's not too bad, but it's just kind of a scouting mission, see if there's anything we need to find over here. Is a specific person we're looking for, but it's just normal hero dues. We're shadowing All Might at the moment. He's also teaching us other places that we can go to.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so bad, does it?
I'm gonna sense motive the shit out of this.
Sense motive is
You're welcome to
fine.
roll sense. You sense he is telling the absolute truth. They are indeed here to find someone, and All Might is also trying to show them other places to be, which is, this city. He's also shadowing All Might.
Who are you looking for?
Yeah, obviously.
The villain
we can
or,
help you.
Unfortunately,
someone
I'm not really allowed to say. Kind of classified,
It's a villain, and I'm gonna sense motive.
Villain.
Is it a villain? One sense motive.
You have sense motive his answer on if it's a villain.
We don't know. It could be.
So the two of you following him don't know.
Yeah. We don't know a whole lot about him. We're just trying to find information about what happened at UA, and so we don't really know who exactly we're looking for just yet, which is why he brought us along, because it's a good field test.
Safina looks at Akia and just kind of shrugs. I don't understand. There's nothing to this. I'm backing you up here, but
I
there's
know
nothing
you
to
are.
back.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Oh.
Okay. He's taking.
Just don't trust UA anymore.
Ouch. Yeah. Deku looks a little bit sad at that.
You know why I left. You also should understand why UA isn't just the best school, considering what Bakugo and some of the other classmates did to you and how they treated you.
Bakugo is tough, but he really does have some good intentions on him. He's changed a little bit.
Oh, please, don't try to defend him.
But Deku kind of looks meekly down.
You need
Ouch.
to have more backbone, Midoriya.
And, you know,
Remember what we talked about over the summer? How you can tell him to knock it off and stand up for yourself? You're
well,
not quirkless anymore.
you know, it's hard, you know, but I might try soon.
What point in this?
Hmm?
What point in the story is this? Is
This
this
is
after
about-
he's already like enhanced his whole body and can?
No, this is about a month or two after he officially got into UA. He definitely seems to have more control over himself than he would have in the show. However, he does look pretty much like he did about a month or so into the show. I just don't know entirely if this is after he gets his hero name or if this is before. I'm assuming it's before he gets his hero name.
I don't remember when he gets his surname.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah. Dokua kind of raises his hand as, the questions start kind of slowing down. He's like, this will be a very good opportunity for Mugen to be able to gain the same level of status that is often given to UA. UA is a school that has a significant quantity of backing behind it, credibility and viewage across the entire world. They are, in fact, the hero school that everyone goes to. We, however, he gestures to the semi-empty room, are not. Many people have been pulling out of hero schools lately, and it has been a difficult time trying to keep us all in here and all trying to have the same level of popularity that hero schools such as UA might. It's also difficult to prove that we are as safe as UA might be. As such, this sports festival is a very good way to get us into the eyes of the general populace, to show them that we are, in fact, as good as UA. If not even better.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a spoon, making some steaks.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you convinced me.
I hope to see many of you at there. If you do not wish to go to the sports festival, he walks up and puts down a piece of paper at the end of one of the tables. Feel free to sign this flyer, and we will not. You will not have to participate in there. There is a section on here, however, that you can define as potentially wanting to go, but wishing to improve your powers beforehand. This way, we can make it so we all know who's going to be there, when they're going to be there, and make sure that we all can focus on your powers as well, and to make it so if you are going against such difficult opponents as ones as UA, we can help you refine your powers to a greater degree. Otherwise, you'll be taking normal classes at normal times. For the next couple of days, we're going to have All Might here with us. He's going to be watching over some of the classrooms and trying to help you all as best that he can. Unfortunately, he doesn't have all the time in the world, so he will only be here for a short period of time. In that short period of time, I suggest you all get to know him very well and see if he can help you. He is a teacher and is the former #1 hero. So I hope that he'll be able to help you as much as you may be able to give him insight on how children like you work. You all very interesting and unique individuals, as is every student that comes across our school and UA school. Being able to help you all, being able to understand your quirks, to help you define them, refine them, and make it so you're able to enjoy your childhood is something that we seek to do as much as possible. So it's good to have as many points of views as we can possibly have. And for every teacher, seeing you succeed, grow, and learn, and cherish the things that you have seen and that you will continue to see in your future, is what we seek to do here at Mugen and at every hero school around the country. Now then, kind of walks back up to the stage. We're going to have regular class times. Tanya, if you'd like to take over, you'll be able to do that. And next one will be with All Might. Before we end it for today, would you guys like to say anything about this?
Yuki would like to say something.
Oh, fuck, why'd you throw me under the bus, bitch?
You started it.
I look forward to beating the snot out of most of UA. Except for Midoriya. He's fine. I won't beat the snot out of him.
You see All Might's... I want to call it a grin, but it's too creepy to be called a grin. You see his face kind of rise up in what looks to be a grin as he's like, I like your spirit, Miss Akia. I remember why we had you as a student. I will be glad for the competition that you will rise and the other ones will as well. The UA Sports Festival is a place to show that heroes are still a beacon of hope. And I hope that you all as students see that as well. You are the symbol of hope, the pillar that the community stands upon. And without you, well, you are what we all strive to achieve, to become, and what we all love to see. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to seeing all of your competitions.
I have a question, but I'll DM it to you because I don't know if it's gonna actually work. But it'll be before they leave that it'll be done.
Okie dokie. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I don't play All Might very well, but I attempt to. Just
Sophia and I were playing tic-tac-toe for most of his speech.
tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe, tic-tac-toe.
I mean, Akia probably started. Akia
I started
definitely
it. I
started
totally
the
started it.
tic-tac-toe, and then
Yeah, we even got Deku to help us do tic-tac-toe with the three-way.
slightly awkward that we were playing tic-tac-toe whilst he was having a speech. But I tried being inconspicuous about it. But Akia wasn't helping, probably.
Yeah, I was
hiding the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So
Especially the fact that I was like, hey, Midoriya, where should I go? Should I go here?
he probably felt a little bad being because it's his teacher.
Yeah, he was definitely looking at All Might the entire time, but he every now and then would look at the thing. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode should also be quite enjoyable, so come around at 6 p.m. PST next week. Also come around tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST for the villain side of things. They are a little bit further in terms of timetables than we are at the moment by like probably a day, maybe two. At least in terms of Roasted's timetable at the moment. So if you guys look at tomorrow, it may seem a little bit janky, but that's okay. Everything will slowly slide to the same time period here soon. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, click that follow button. We're going to be doing random streams late at night, including a Five Nights at Freddy's stream sometime later this night. Yuki's going to be playing it as she starts crying horribly.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
shit.
scared.
Yeah.
Are you playing or are you
Yeah.
watching?
She's
Holy
totally
shit.
playing. Yeah, we're going to be watching her play. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't even. No.
Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Click that follow button. And if you're on our YouTube, click that subscribe button and the bell button so you guys can see all these videos when they come out. We stream it on our Twitch and our YouTube. So be sure to check out both sides. And we'll see all of you fine folks on the next episode. Bye.